In Vijnanamaya Kosha, that is the kinetic form, we can say. But the potential form, that is the Anandamaya Kosha. A little example that we all have in Anandamaya Kosha is deep sleep. In sleep, the mind is in a potential form. It is not that there is no mind there. No? Mind is in the unmanifest form, or we can say it's in the potential form. It's in the avyakta, unmanifest form. And that is Ishvara, the entire word. Therefore, all that is nothing but Om, the same. So, Om is the letter, the name, given to that pure consciousness. That is the fabric of all creation. That which goes on changing and changing and changing. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya Kosha. That is featured by past, present, and future. And all creation is nothing but Om. That which is beyond also is Om, the unchanging dimension of pure consciousness. That is the pure consciousness, ultimate reality. We have that wonderful verse, you can remember. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Said. That is Purna, that is infinite, pure consciousness, infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, infinite freedom. That which is beyond space, time, causation. And that is the origin. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay, good. That which is beyond is Om and the creation. All the 5 layers also Om. That's it. Therefore, in the first verse, the ultimate reality has been described. Just like in physics, we come to the conclusion that everything is nothing but energy. Energy, energy, energy. In the physical world, everything is made out of energy. Then, is this pure consciousness same as energy? A question that comes. So, what is the difference between energy and this consciousness? Many people get confused. That they say, what we have found in science is the same that our people have found earlier. No. What we have found in modern science is only the physical world and its reality, that is energy. But we have not fathomed yet the biological systems, the human systems, the mind, emotions, intellect, everything. So that which characterizes this entire creation is called as prana. Difference between prana and energy, biological systems, is featured by the prana, the life force. What is the difference? Energy cannot change by itself. So, Newton's laws of motion. An object continues to be in a state of rest or uniform motion. Whereas, in the biological system, the cell can move by itself, locomotion. It can reproduce by itself, and so on. Therefore, what we have found in modern science is one end of the spectrum of consciousness. They are the grossest. Therefore, the confusion that energy and consciousness, pure consciousness are same, has to be rectified. Having said that, we come to the mantra 2. Sarvam hetad brahma, ayam atma brahma, soyam atma chatushpat. Sarvam hi etat brahma, ayam atma brahma, saha ayam atma chatushpat. That's how we do the Padavibhaga. All this is surely Brahman. that pure consciousness, which is called Om, is also designated as Brahman. Brahman is ultimate reality. In Sanskrit, there are two words, Brahma and Brahma. The nominative form of Brahman is Brahma, Hrasva. Whereas Brahma, Dirgha, is the Chaturmukha Brahma, that is the creator, that comes in the creation. So Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara are the trinities, representing the trifold law of the whole creation. Everything in the universe, in the world, is governed by this trifold law. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, creation, sustenance and destruction. And the names given for these forces are Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Therefore here it is said that all this is surely Brahman. The self is Brahman. The self, such as it is possessed of four quarters. I am Atma Brahma. This creation is Brahman, and that beyond is also Brahman. And that is designated by Om, it is said. Sarvagam hi etat Brahma. I am Atma Brahma. Here we have the concept of Vyashti and Samashti. The microcosm and the macrocosm. Just like we have the wave and the ocean. We have gold ornaments and the gold. And the dimension is the Vyashti and the Samashti. I am Atma Brahma. As individuals, as human beings, we are Vyashti, individuals. And this entire creation is the Samashti. We are in a sense microcosm, and the entire creation, we can call it as macrocosm, the wave and the ocean. So all this is Brahman. The self is Brahman too. When we are talking about individuals, the Jivatma, ultimate goal is to work with the Jivatma to become Paramatma. Paramatma is self of all of us. And that is also Brahman. This self is Brahman, and all this is Brahman. Jivatma, individual Jiva, Vyashti, and Paramatma, macrocosm, the whole creation, Samashti are the same. That is, the thing is being brought out in this thing. So, there is something saying, water to all small or big waves in an ocean, or even a drop, is water. That is the basis of the Advaita philosophy. So everything is made out of that Brahman, ultimate reality, is said. So we have the bliss, infinite power, infinite freedom, infinite knowledge. That's our original state. Then we have got the physical, the vital, the pranamaya kosha, and the manomaya kosha, the mental, then the vijnanamaya kosha, and the bliss, that is anandamaya kosha. All the 5 layers of each one of us having the 5 bodies is the vyashti, is the individual. And the Jivatma, when it becomes the Paramatma, you have the Samashti that is beyond the 5 koshas. And Om as a reality beyond Samashti. Samashti represents the 5 fields of universe. Vyashti is essentially only Annamaya Kosha. So therefore, the micro and the macrocosm, the waves in an ocean and the whole ocean, is all water. So Om as a reality beyond has been brought forth here. Sarvagam hetad brahma ayamatma brahma soyamatma chatushpat. Having said that Brahman and Jiva, that is ultimate reality and individual self, the Jivatma and the Paramatma, both are same. And this Paramatma is nothing but Brahman. That is a small wave, a big wave, a tsunami wave. Everything, the micro and the macro, is all made out of the water. Similarly, the whole ocean, with waves or no waves. When the waves are there, we call it as a kinetic form. When we don't have waves, we call it the potential form. Shanta Sagara. Everything is calm and quiet ocean. That also is water. So similarly, the creation is the manifest form, like waves, small waves, big waves, micro and the macrocosm, everything. And as human beings, we all are, and all the living and the non-living things, everything comes into that thing. That is Brahman. So, having said that, then it says, the next point, Saha Ayam Atma Chatushpat. This Atma, this self, is having 4 padas. The 4 are not like 4 legs of a cow. There are 4 dimensions. So, 1, 2, 3, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti are the ones which we all undergo in a normal way. And that which is beyond that, that is that Turiya pervading all the above dimensions. So, when we say Chatushpat, when we say the 4 aspects, they should not be confused to 4 legs of a cow. It is the 4 dimensions that has been talked about. The 3 states of our lives, we are all familiar. We are all in the phase of Jagrat, hopefully all of us now. Wakeful consciousness. The Swapna is the dream consciousness. Sushupti is deep sleep and the Samadhis. The unconscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious. So that will form the Anandamaya Kosha in a sense. That which is beyond is the Turiya. That is how we can look at the 3 states of our lives, and that is which is beyond. Therefore, these are the 4 dimensions that have been talked about. The 3 states of our lives. In Jagrat, we have external consciousness, Bahish Prajna. Then in Swapna, the dream state, dream consciousness, Anta Prajna, internalized consciousness. Sushupti, Prajnana Ghana, frozen consciousness. This is how it's being brought about. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti are being talked about. So they are called Avasthatraya. The Mandukya Upanishad talks about Avasthatraya Viveka. So the Jagrat is our Sthula Sharira, the wakeful thing, the gross physical body, Annamaya Kosha. Then we have the dream, the Sukshma Sharira, that is the subtle. The subtle is considered as Pranamaya, Manomaya, and Vijnanamaya Kosha, in which there is a manifest dimension. Then Sushupti is the deep sleep, that is the Karana Sharira. In Vedanta, Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and the Karana Sharira have been talked about. And that which is beyond is the pure consciousness, the Brahman or Parama Atman is what has been implicated. So, the Avasthatraya Viveka helps us to go beyond to that pure consciousness dimension. This is what has been talked about in the 3rd verse, 3rd mantra. Jagarita sthano bahishpragnaha saptanga ekona vimshati mukaha sthula bhugvaishwanara prathama padaha. The first pada is being described now. Among the Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti, we have the dimensions of the first being talked about, the Jagrat. So, Jagarita sthanaha bahihi pragnaha saptangaha ekaha eko na vimshati mukaha sthula bhug vaishwanaraha prathama padaha. Do they think that? This in mantra 3 talks about. the first quarter, Prathama Pada, first dimension is Vaishvanara, is called, whose sphere of action is the waking state, whose consciousness relates to things external, who is possessed of 7 limbs, 19 mouths, and who enjoys gross things. This is how it has been talked about. Saptangaha, 7 limbs, Ekona Vimshati, 19 mouths, and Sthula book, the gross thing. So, Om is the letter of the ultimate reality. The first leg, first dimension of all creation is Vaishvanara, which are by grossness. Annamaya Kosha is the physical world. Consciousness is featured by Nama and Rupa. In this you have the seer, the seen, and the interaction. This forms what they call it the Tripati. So, Nama and Rupa, that is the dimensions related to sound and vision, are brought about. And the whole Jagrat is featured by the Tripati. Now I am talking, the person who is talking, then you are hearing, the hearer, and the subject of the talk, the Mandukya Upanishad. So, when you are taking food, you are there, the food that is eaten, and the process of eating. Then, even in meditation, the meditator meditated, and the process of meditation. Let us say that you are meditating on Omkara. Omkara is the object, and you are meditating, you are there, and the process of meditation. So, this forms the Tripati in the consciousness feature. So, everything in the Annamaya Kosha is featured by the grossness and the trifold process. So, this is the Vishwa, featured by external awareness. Vyashti is the individual. Ekona Vimshati Mukaha. That is 19 mouths. What are the 19 mouths through which we perceive the world? The 5 Gnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, 5 Pranas, and 5 Antarindriyas. All these form 19 mouths. What are the 5 Gnanendriyas? The senses of perception, the eyes, the ears, the tongue, that is the taste. And we have the dimension of sense of touch, it's a Gnanendriya. Then, Vak Panipada Payu Upastha. So, these are the dimensions of this thing. Vak, that is speech. Tongue, another dimension is the speech. Pani, hands. Padav, the legs. Payu, and Upastha. Payu is excretory organs. And we have the genital organs. These form the 5 Karmendriyas. The 5 Gnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriya. Then 5 Pranas. Prana, Apana, Samana, Udana, Vyana. Then 4 Antarindriyas. Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. Mana is the mind. Buddhi is the intellect. Chitta is the memory store. Ahankara is the I notion. These are the 5 Antarindriya. These are the ones which were possessed with that. And the 19 are the ones through which now we perceive the world, we enjoy the world, and we get everything about it. That is the individual. Ekona Vimshati Mukha. And the 5 bodies of consciousness. That is Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnananandamaya Kosha, which you saw. So, the 5 Gnanendriyas, organs of perception, we have put that eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Other Indriyas are Manobuddhi, Ahankara. That is mind, intellect, memory, and I, ego. Then we have the physical world, Vishwanara, Annamaya Kosha. Samashti is Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, and Prithvi. Akasha is the space, Vayu is the wind, Agni is the fire, Apaha is water, and Prithvi is the earth. And the whole process of creation has been described. Akashad Vayuhu, Vayoragnihi, Agnerapah, Adbhya Prithvi, Prithvyam Voshadayaha, Voshadebhyo Annam, Annat Purushaha. It's all created by Ishvara consciousness, by the originator Brahma there. So, the physical world named Virat or Samashti Vaishwanara, Chandogya, Saptanga Ishvaraha, it said, with cosmic 7 limbs, upper world heaven at the head, Surya, the eyes, the total, the Vayu, the mouth is the fire principle, body of Virat Akasha, bladder, water storing organ or ocean, Prithvi, earth. These are the 7 limbs that have been talked about. So, the head and the eyes, then we have the mouth, then we have the body, the bladder, and earth. These are the things called as the Samashti, that is Vaishwanara. Vaishwanara Prathama Padaha, that have been talked about. Virat is Vaishwanara, featured by external awareness, with the 7 limbs. Heaven as the head, sun as the eye, air through the nose as the vital force, stomach as the space, Akasha, bladder is the water, and the 2 feet as the earth. So, these are the things that have been talked about as Vaishwanara. So Jagrat, in the wakeful world, Vaishwanara, Virat. What are the 7 limbs? You can see this, the head and the brain in the heaven, eyes, sun, fire with light, mouth, fire with Agni, nose, prana, air, stomach, middle part, the space, bladder, the water, ocean, feet, the earth. This is the Vaishwanara, called as the Virat, put there. So, the physical world is named Vyashti and Samashti, featured by the Sthula Bhuk, enjoying the gross objects of senses made of the 5 elements. What all we eat, what all enjoy is featured by these 5 elements. So, in the Patla Yoga Sutra, we have Navachakre Kayavyo Gnanam. How did you get all this knowledge? By performing Samyama and the navel center. The knowledge of the organization of the entire body has been understood by our ancient masters. So, complete knowledge about the anatomy of your body, from womb to full growth of bodies. Body made of 5 elements, energy making atoms, then atoms forming the molecules, molecules forming the elements, elements form the cells, cells form the organs, the systems, and the brain. This is how we look at the human system according to our thing. The concept of body, you could see, made out of hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, calcium, potassium, and phosphorus, everything. They form the genes, forming the DNA, RNA molecules. They form the tissues and the cells and the organs and the systems and the whole body. That is the modern perspective that has been brought forth, the same thing. So then in the systems we have, in the systemic study that we have, cardiovascular system, digestive and excretory system, endocrine and exocrine system, immune and lymphatic systems, muscular and skeletal systems, nervous and respiratory systems, reproductive, renal and urinary system. You have put them into 7 categories, put there. And the brain is the controller of all functions. So anatomical correspondence in brain of all the 19 aspects mentioned above. And that is what we find in the brain. And that is the matter-based approach that we have been able to do in modern science. We have understood that. So that is the brain, it controls all functions in the body. The brain stem regulates the heart rate, the breathing, the blood pressure, the swallowing, and the digestion. That is the wonderful brain stem. Then we have the right hemisphere, parietal lobe, the frontal lobe, and the temporal lobe. That is the brain containing dimensions. And this is the picture, the anatomical structure that we have understood: frontal, parietal, temporal, and the occipital lobes and their positions there. So this is the lateral view and the superior view. Straight for that you can occipital and temporal lobes. And essentially, when you have the superior, we have the left and the right brain. In each one of them, you have this dimension. And the right brain controls our innovations, creativity, art, music, dance, the right brain related to that. Left brain is the logical brain in which we have understanding,